Holy shit, they package suckers a lot better than they used to. God damn.
I didn't hear anything.
Shao. I just got a can. Nothing.
Do it. Oh. Okay, hold on.
Sounds like a transformer. And there's one for Shao.
Oh, are you double fisting? Nice.
I am.
Welcome. What you got there, boy?
Something that I probably shouldn't ever touch, but it is
kombucha or something.
No, I touch those all the time.
That's something you would drink, yeah.
Touch them right up.
Yeah.
It's a Monster Java, but it is.
I was literally gonna say it's an energy drink, isn't it?
It's Irish cream.
Have
it
you
came
had this
out
before?
No, that's why I was like,
Can we get a live reaction to your tasting?
yes, because
That
I
sounds
put it out.
horrible.
It does sound absolutely horrible. And
Why
I
would you pick it?
Because
Why?
it came out just before St. Patrick's Day, and I was like, "Ooh, what is this that they're trying to pump onto the public?"
That's like
and then
fucking
Dude,
4 months
so it's
ago,
been.
bro.
Oh
I
my
know.
God.
And then it
So
never
it's
went away.
fermenting for-
It never went away. But it's got on here. It's got like 3 warnings on it. It's like
What are they?
high in saturated fats, high in
Perfect.
sugars,
Perfect.
high in sodium.
So it's a really healthy drink.
A
Go ahead.
really healthy drink. And it's got another one that says it's supplemented by Health Canada, so they've approved it for sports consumption? I don't know. That's where it's parked next to in the stores.
All right, here we go. Let's see you wet your lips with that bad boy.
It's probably
Has it been in the fridge or sitting out in the sun?
yeah.
It's been in the fridge. It's all dewy.
I
Oh,
was
yeah.
literally gonna joke that there's probably skulls and crossbones on this can.
Yeah.
But there's
Yeah.
a giant skull on the can.
An Irish skull and a snake because, there are no snakes in Ireland.
That's right.
Which apparently got disproved most recently. They found snakes, so somebody probably lost their pet snake. But
Oh.
it smells like coffee and a bunch of other chemicals. And I don't know if that's the aluminium that it's in. Sorry, the aluminum.
Fuck.
Oh, I got you guys already on the first 2 minutes. And we'll do a taste now.
Don't worry, everybody. He's only got about another 20 minutes of dragging this fucking out.
This bit. This
This
it
bit.
Worth it, Hayden. This bit.
What is it? How is it?
It's very sweet. But it's
That'd
not
be the
bad.
Irish
It
cream?
did warn you that it was gonna be really sweet, didn't it?
I mean, it's high in
Did you-
sugars, but
Have you had just a regular Monsters energy drink before?
no. The only one I
yeah,
had,
keep
the
going.
other one I had recently was the Australian lemonade because I thought, I wonder if it tastes like anything from home. It tasted like ass. So this one's not bad. It's quite,
good.
it's definitely a sipper. I wouldn't chug it, otherwise it'd be like Rod
Do
and
you
Todd.
chug any type of soda or energy drink or anything like that?
If I'm
Like, are you-
really thirsty, the first crack of like a cold, either like a Sprite or a Pepsi, is like
Yeah.
good. But you've only got a certain point before the bubbles start attacking you and you feel like you might die. That's when you stop.
Yeah, I can't chug carbonated beverages. It just makes me hiccup and burp really bad.
Yeah. But sometimes
So
I'll,
JT, do you do shotguns then? Are you really good at
Yeah.
shotgunning?
I can shotgun pretty quick, yeah.
No,
But I can't
do it.
just,
I'm
like,
so bad
chug
at
it.
shotgun. I'm
Yeah.
so bad.
Which is weird because shotgunning is kind of like chugging, I guess. But
Yeah.
I don't know. But not cold beer. Oh, I do not like to fucking shotgun cold beer. It's
Oh,
hot. It's got to be like
it
room
stings.
temp.
It stings.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The attack in your throat is it's intense.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever done
Hey.
a shotgun.
So Hayden,
Oh,
oh, what?
here we go.
Yeah. That's where you have to like crack it with the keys, right? And then crack it at the top and the airflow
Yes.
makes it goes down quicker. Yeah, I've never done it because I think I would mess up the key smash. I'd probably like slide off
No,
the can and
it's-
cut myself.
Just
and
use a knife. Yeah,
No.
you don't use
Yeah.
key. Just use a
You don't have
knife.
to use- There's a way of
using a
doing it properly.
knife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in terms of
Um,
party drinking stuff, I've personally have never done a keg stand, which is something I've always wanted to do. But maybe
So
next time.
sounds like we need to get a Bubba and like a 6-pack of Sneakies the next time we get together and Shao you keg stand and Hayden
yeah.
will teach you how to be a man.
Is
I
it-
can't believe coming from Australia and then to Vancouver, you've never shotgunned a beer.
No, I've done beer bongs before, but never a shotgun.
Damn. Okay.
Oh wait, no, I haven't done that either. But anyways, I
Because people
digress.
are very creative in Australia with their beer bongs. They attach taps to them and
So
giant
we had one,
funnel.
yeah, one time, and it was like a the big Culligan, like the water tanks or tubs that you flip
Like
upside down and you can
20
get water for
gallon
like a
thing or
week.
whatever it is.
Yeah. So we cut one of those in half and put this like fitting on, and it had 4 hoses coming off of it, all with a shut off at the end. And we did that at one party one time, and we just hung it in Buddy's garage, and we were pouring like Colt 45s and Big Bears in there. It was so nasty, but it was just like full, and you just go in there and hit it. But you have to be very careful because when you crack it, if you just go like full tilt, there's so much pressure. Like I remember the first time I went to do it, and it was like, classic walking up to it. It's like, oh yeah, and it's like, oh, don't open it all the way, as I'm like opening it all the way, and it was just like just came out like a fucking hose with your thumb over it. It was fun though. It was good. But hey, I wanted to, well, this is fresh in my mind because last week, Hayden, you came with some news articles about about like how do you know when you're old, and they there's some research done about when you are actually old, which was 78 or something. But I remember thinking about it at the time as like, we're all kind of giving the classic answers like, oh, like when I sneeze, I get a pinch in my neck, or when I get up off the couch, I grunt. Well, it wasn't even like in a week after we had this conversation where I legit had my first, not like physical body feeling old, because that shit just happens, every year for everybody, but of like, damn, like it made me actually feel a bit old. It made me feel like the apprentice had become the master, because I was totally, totally humbled by one of my children, Jocelyn. So I go up, I'm saying goodnight to her, and we like to like jab at each other, and there's one night I went up there, and then she just starts burning me. Whatever I say, she just like quick, just witty, like, and really good. And I had nothing to say. I had no comebacks. I was like, at first I was kind of like taken aback because I was like, wow, ladies. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to play it the cool way. And so I kind of just like, not any burns, but just say something like, oh, you think you're quick, or you think you're funny, but like whatever. And then she'd just be like, boom, right away. She'd hit me again, boom, right away. And man, I just fucking sat there and just got basted, I don't know, whatever that word is, by Jocelyn. And I was frozen, man. And I was like, it never happened to me before. And it was I eventually was like, Justin, just get your ass up off the bed and leave this room before you're crying. And so I did. And I was just like, I left and I was like, I don't know, I just felt like, what the hell? Like, Justin, how did you not have anything quick? Or how did you not have any sort of witty comeback for anything she said?
I'm just curious, are they mostly physical insults?
No, physical, intellectual. Yeah, it was, and then I started, and partly too, why I stayed so long is because I honestly thought, I was like, there's no way she can keep going. There's no way she can keep rolling with these sick burns. And eventually she's just going to lay an egg, and that's when I'm going to fucking murder her.
Oh,
didn't.
You're playing the long game.
Yeah, and she just kept going, man, and just kept going.
Are there any?
I've gotten my revenge since, but
you have gotten your revenge?
I had, because it had come up, and the night it had come up, she went, as soon as I got in there, she makes a comment. She says something to me, and that's when I was like, look, every once in a while, you're going to beat me at this. But if you think that you're just going to be able to do this every night, like, it's not going to go well for you. And she tried, but then I was on my game, and I just give it back to her, to the point where when I was delivering one, I was like halfway through, I'm like, oh, this might actually not be very good to finish because it's fucking mean, but it's a game, So, and then since that night, she hasn't done it. So I'll wait to see when But I think she's feeling pretty proud of herself. She's feeling, and then it came up in front of people, like, because I had brought it up. And so I think she's feeling pretty high on herself that night. So I had to bring her back down to earth. So that for me was the first time where I was like, God damn, my kids. Well, I can't say kids because it's just the one, but she actually like roasted me to the point where I just silently, because I was literally afraid to say anything. Yeah.
Well, are there any that you could repeat on the pod?
Oh, you know what's
Like,
funny
any
is
that
like
stood
I
out,
just
or-
no man, I fucking stuffed that shit and I buried it deep. Like it's gone. It doesn't exist. It never happened. I maybe I'll try and think of something while the show is going on to see if I can enlighten you. But anyways, that's what I wanted to say. I had to get that off my chest because it's funny. We just talked about being, how do you know when you feel old? And it was like, that was it right there. When my kid has got me quiet because I can't keep pace with them in the burn category.
Damn, Roastmaster General right there.
Fuck, man.
Jeff
You
Ross.
didn't pull out the
Jeff Joss.
I know you are, but what am I? And then left.
You know what, Hayden? She
You couldn't
would've
even
just
get it
flipped
out.
on me, bro.
You could-
She would have been like, I know you're not because you're a fucking loser who barely has any hair left. You know?
I know you are, but what am I? And then just give her options to keep on coming at you.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah,
Doesn't work.
Oh, she was good. But like also like felt old and not good about it, but also felt very proud. I'm like, okay, this girl's gonna be all right. She's quick, she's witty. Because sometimes she throws mud at the wall, and it's like, come on, Joss. Like sometimes it's just better to keep your mouth shut, you know.
Right.
But it was good. It was really good. But listen, before we get into the show and some topics, Shao, I want you to let everybody know what we're going to do next because you brought something to the table that I think might be fun.
Yeah, just a little small thing. Just again, going off of what you just said, bringing back last episode's sort of a bit of a side topic. If you didn't tune in last week, we talked about our go-to McDonald's orders, and right now in Canada, I think exclusively in Canada, there's something called a McHeist, which is McDonald's bringing in, I think 5 or 6 different McDonald's items from all over the world. So we have a Japanese chicken teriyaki burger. We have pizza bites from Italy. We have a couple more other things. There's one from the UK. It was Justin had this one. It was a burger, Angus burger, or something like that, with a hash brown.
Are you talking about the German one?
Is that the German one? Oh yeah, sure.
No,
sure,
there's one from Germany, the Bristol or something. No, I didn't have it. I was going to, but like discussed in last episode, I didn't wander from my original. I went with the McMac meal Coke and 2 double hams, and I was mad at myself. James did the Japan one though. He did the chicken teriyaki.
Right, and I think there's one like a Biscoff McFlurry, and then there's like another sauce. I think maybe from Australia or something like that. Yeah. Anyway, so we tried that, which made me wonder what other items are exclusive to regional McDonald's or in their country. So I'm gonna make these guys. You can play along at home. I'm gonna make this a classic ding off. So what I'm gonna do is first I'm gonna say the item, and then if no one dings in right away, I'm gonna say what's in the item, and then I can give on more clues afterwards. Okay, so let's start off easy with something called a Nürnberger.
Shao has a question. Or sorry, Shao, Hayden has a question.
Oh, okay, Hayden, what's
the
your
rules
question?
are too long and complex.
Yeah.
No, my question is, do we have a delay between Justin and I reaching you?
Oh.
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah. Ding. Justin, ding. Justin, you go first. Ah!
All right. So
Shao, just always say I ding first, okay?
Watch me get frustrated.
You know the deal.
Justin does always ding first. Hoo-ha.
Okay, Joss, take it easy.
All right. All right. We have
Just
a,
keeping you ready.
we have an easy one to start off with, which is the Nürnberger. The
Ding, ding, ding,
Nürnberger.
ding.
Yeah, go ahead, Justin.
I'm gonna say Sweden.
That is incorrect. We're doing it's
The
countries,
Nuremberger?
the Nürnberger.
A Nuremberger.
It sounds like Dutch or German.
Yeah. It's some Scandinavian one. What did Justin say? Sweden?
Yes.
Yeah.
Norway.
Both incorrect. Okay, so what's in it are 3 bratwurst sausages in a bun.
Ding, 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 ding.
Justin.
What is Deutschland?
That is correct. What's one for Justin?
I should
I
have
was
guessed.
gonna-
It's like Nuremberg. It's
Yeah, the
Germany.
Nuremberg. I was gonna guess Germany at first, but the German
say-
one that
yeah.
they actually have in Canada is called something else, and I just
Yes, they
didn't
have
think
they
that-
have another one as well. Yeah. So Justin, you
Gotcha.
Oh, he led
one
off with
right
the
now.
trick question.
Yes. Okay. So next up, we have something called. It's getting a little bit harder now. We have something called the McLobster. The McLobster.
Okay.
Ding, 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 ding,
Well,
ding.
Newfoundland isn't a country. Otherwise, I'd pick that. Ding, 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 ding.
Justin,
USA.
that is incorrect. Hayden,
Lobster. No idea. Ding, 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 ding.
all right. Well, it says
Hayden, you dinged.
No,
Yeah.
I got nothing. Because I was going to say the same thing anyway. So.
McLobster, Atlantic provinces.
Ding, ding, ding,
seasonal.
ding, ding, ding. Newfoundland.
We're doing countries, but I'll give
Canada.
it to you.
Canada. Okay,
I'll
it's
give it
Canada.
to you. I'll
Oh
give
wait,
it
I guess Canada could have its own regional one. It's just maybe
Yes.
not on over here. Oh, okay, got it. Okay,
Yes.
okay.
All right, so Justin, Hayden, you're still in this. There's still quite a bit. All
So it's
right,
not
here we
USA,
go.
it's not
Let's-
Canada.
It is Canada. Okay,
Oh,
Oh, it's
okay.
Canada. Yeah.
it is Canada. Now we're going to a little bit, maybe trickier stuff. Okay, the McSpaghetti.
Ding, 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 ding. What is Italy?
That is incorrect. You would think that, wouldn't you?
Ooh.
The
Hayden?
Mook Spaghetti.
Anything?
No,
This-
I'm not quick enough today. I need to have more
Description-
energy drink.
You did have more energy drink. The description
That's more
says
energy.
this could help you with the thing. Sweet style spaghetti with hot dog slices and meat sauce.
Ding, 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 ding. That's fucking Australian for sure.
That's
Fucking hot dog
That's-
sausages in the spaghetti? No, thank you.
Yeah,
Fuck that
That's
shit.
something you guys would do. Come on.
That's incorrect. But good guess. Hayden.
Oh, fucking hell. Ding, 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 ding. South Africa.
Incorrect. Though. Okay, so why I say it helps you is because this is actually offered as a side in a very popular fried chicken franchise.
In KFC.
Oh,
It's not
KFC's
KFC.
very popular. Popeyes.
Maybe you guys haven't had
Sure.
this, but there
Sure.
is a few of these in BC. I've been to one in downtown. I know you guys don't live close to there, but
Is it a Church's?
incorrect. It is a Jollibee's.
Never heard of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Jollibee's is, I think, if not the biggest fast food chain in the Philippines.
Ding, 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 ding.
Ah.
Philippines.
That's correct, Philippines.
Nice.
So they have spaghetti with sausage in it. See, now you have to retract your comment, Justin. It's not an Australian
But-
thing. It's a Lou thing.
You know what? I was wrong because he said you're right. It was Australia because he said hot dogs, not sausages.
Yes.
Did you say hot?
dogs.
Yeah.
I said hot dogs.
Yeah.
So yeah, Filipino spaghetti is usually a little bit more sweeter, and they put hot dog slices in there. Okay, Justin still 2, Hayden 0.
0. I'm
All
just
right.
keeping up with the
Which-
tradition.
Which country has a triple Mac? It's called a triple Mac,
Huh.
and this is you probably can't go off with get the answer to that, but well, maybe not this either. Big Mac with 3 patties, so triple Mac, and let's just say by eating this, probably things could get real messy.
I'm gonna
let's-
say because see what I was leaning more towards was like I was thinking Viking because a Big Mac isn't enough with 2 patties. You need a triple with 6, and I was trying to think of like warriors. Like I need more beef. I need more. I gotta get big. So I was thinking like Vikings, but obviously
like Scandinavia, that kind of thing.
yeah. But let's go with
I want I want you to listen to my clue again.
okay.
Because I said if you eat this, things will probably get very messy.
Because Argentina.
Okay. Ding ding ding. I'm gonna go with Argentina.
That's correct. Sorry, Hayden, you dinged already, and you lost your turn that first round. Okay, next one. The McAloo Tiki Burger. The McAloo Tiki Burger.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh.
Well,
Yes, Hayden?
well, Hawaii is not a country; it's a state. But
Mhm. Is that is U.S. your...
Tiki is U.S.
It's incorrect?
Yeah.
Ding 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 ding.
Justin?
I'm gonna go Fiji.
That's also incorrect, but you're getting closer. Now, the description is a spiced potato patty burger. A spiced potato patty burger, and it's vegetarian.
Spiced potato patty burger that's vegetarian. Potatoes. Oh, ding ding ding.
Justin?
Oh wait, if Fiji was closer, this is gonna be way out. But I'm thinking potatoes, so I'm thinking Russian. Although they don't like
Spices.
No,
I thought you were gonna
it's
say
not
like
Russian.
Ireland or something.
Can I get
I'll-
more
I'll-
dirt
I'll-
with my potato?
Hayden, I'm gonna give you a hint. If you eat this, things might get messy.
So it's Argentina or India. If it's close to Fiji, is it part of this Pacific Islands?
Oh my God, Hayden, just give an answer because I know it already.
Ding, 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 ding.
Well, yeah,
I don't. Samoa.
No, it's India, bro.
Yes, it's India. All right, let's do a couple more.
I like how you even said it. You're like, it's either Argentina or India. So I'm gonna pick the Maldives.
Which is India. If I had picked the Maldives, I would have been right.
Okay. Okay, this is hilarious. Okay, these are getting hard, so it's probably not the.
Oh, they're
it's
only
not
just
the-
getting hard.
So it's not the obvious answer. I'll say this much, okay?
Okay.
Next one, Justin, you're up by 4. Next one is
I thought it was only 3.
No, it's 4.
Next one is the samurai pork burger.
Ding, 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 ding.
Go ahead.
It better be Japan.
No, he just said it's not obvious.
It's not Japan. It's not Japan. I'm
I
not
thought
trying
he
to
was
throw you
playing.
off
I
by
thought he was
saying
playing
that.
a
Hayden does
Swifty
not
on
listen
us.
to you.
No,
Hayden
no,
doesn't
no,
No,
listen to you,
Japan.
guys.
But he started off with a trick
So
question, so I thought he was
samurai
playing
pork
it up.
burger, and it's just a pork patty with teriyaki sauce, but it's not Japan for some reason.
Okay, ding ding ding. I'm gonna go Thailand.
Oh shit! It's Thailand.
Yeah.
He's
How'd
sitting
you
there
guess that?
googling these
How'd you
questions.
guess that?
So if we
What
talk
talking?
about what did you Google recently, he'll be like, "What are these burgers in McDonald's?"
No, I
'Cause
don't
he's
even
off
have
screen.
my phone on me.
I didn't say phone. I just say Google.
Oh no, you'd see me doing this. No, honestly, what I was thinking was obviously samurais hail from Japan, so I was thinking relatively close proximity. And Japan had a giant empire at one time, so there's probably still some heavily like Japanese influence in those regions. So I just randomly picked one, and Thailand happened to be it.
Very good.
Because we already did Philippines, and I didn't think it would be one of the the Vietnams or anything like that.
Very, very good.
One of the Vietnams.
All right, let's make things interesting. This is the double round, the double points round, because these
Oh,
are
boy.
getting hard.
Oh, so
A
my
lot
chance to
harder.
catch up.
Yes, that's
We
right.
all know I don't do good in games against Justin.
All right,
think
we
I
go.
haven't beaten you once.
There's one called the Shaka Shaka chicken. The Shaka Shaka chicken. Shaka Shaka chicken. It's a fried chicken cutlet served with a seasoning packet you can shake in the bag.
Nice. I love the shaken ones.
Ding, 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 ding.
All right, Justin.
What is South Africa?
That's incorrect. Good guess, though. I shouldn't say that.
So it's on the African continent.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
But Hayden, anything from you?
I'm just thinking. I was like, "Where's Shaka Khan from?"
It has nothing to do with Shaka Khan.
Dang.
Is Shaka Khan a real person?
Yeah, it's just like a singer from way back when.
Yeah.
Shaka Shaka chicken. It's fried chicken with seasoning. It sounds like something that would be from New Orleans, but
Do you guys know anywhere that's kind of famous for their fried cutlets?
no, I don't.
Okay.
Is
well,
China good for its fried cutlets, Hayden?
now you're getting close, for real.
Yeah.
Is it ding ding?
Oh,
ding
ding, 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 ding.
I'll let Hayden go because he hasn't guessed yet for this round.
Yeah.
And I dinged in before him. Maybe I'm just not loud enough.
I literally heard it's equal, but maybe
Equal.
there's a delay. Okay.
I'm
go
gonna say,
ahead.
is it Hong Kong?
That's what my
No,
guess
but
was
you're
gonna be.
even. You're
Oh.
technically even closer now. Technically.
Oh,
So like,
damn.
I'm just gonna go down Southeast Asia.
Okay, ding,
Yeah, Justin.
ding. Did we do one from there yet?
You've done Thailand.
I'm just gonna go for it.
Philippines.
What is Japan? Japan.
Japan is correct. All right, so Justin with a 7-piece. Hayden.
I'm
got
glad
something.
that you got that ding first, Hayden, because my guess was gonna be Hong Kong. So thank you for taking the bullet for me. That one was worth 10 points, Shao.
That one was worth 2. You're at 7 right now. So all right, let's do 2 more. Even though I have 6, but let's do 2 more.
Can I get one off
okay.
the mark?
All right, let's do. Okay, here we go. The cheddar McMelt. Cheddar McMelt. Beef with creamy cheddar sauce and grilled onions.
Okay, beef. I think we're out of. I think we're probably into Europe somewhere. I'm thinking, although with that little lip squinch and neck crink, maybe, maybe not so much. Do we have to make a guess before we get a hint? Because I don't know with this one.
I'm gonna start reading a paragraph and just ding whenever you guys know this
Okay.
country.
Okay.
This country is most well known for its dense forests, including the world's largest
Ding, 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 ding,
jungle.
ding.
Justin?
What is Brasilia?
Brazil with the Amazon is correct. That's the world's largest jungle.
And they also raise a lot of cattle there. Should have put that together with the beef.
There it is.
That's why
And-
they've cut down a lot of the rainforest.
Yes. Okay,
For cows.
Justin with a solid 9-0 lead. All right, let's end with a little
tried.
bit of like a dessert thing.
Ooh.
A Nutella burger.
Ooh.
Sweet
What is
bun
my
Nutella
children?
burger.
filled with Nutella.
Where's Nutella
Oh,
from?
okay. Hold on.
Filled
Ding,
with
ding, ding.
Nutella. Yeah,
What is Belgium?
close, but unfortunately that is incorrect.
Oh, I might have already said it. Is ding 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 ding. Is it
Yeah.
what is Sweden?
That is incorrect.
Incorrect.
All
I was
right.
like, who's got good hazelnuts?
Yeah, I was thinking, Belgium chocolates.
Yeah.
Like they're
Yeah,
kind
I
of known
mean,
for their chocolate. So I just put.
European. This place does consume a lot of Nutella, I believe.
You would think with a burger.
Yeah, it's not one of those trick places like the teriyaki one.
There's a lot of Nutella. That's a tricky one because I thought for sure Belgium, Europe though. Okay. Were you about to give a hint?
I was just gonna start reading the.
Yep.
You
Do
know,
it.
this European country with a long Mediterranean coastline has left a powerful mark on Western culture and cuisine.
Ding, ding,
It's
ding.
Justin?
What is France?
Ooh, so close.
Oh, it's my second.
So close.
Ding,
Hayden
ding,
with a
ding,
chance
ding,
to
ding.
come close. Okay. Yes. Hayden.
What is it? Italy?
Yeah.
Italy
Italia.
is correct.
Yeah,
And
nice one.
Yay!
That was
narrowly
gonna be
escapes the
I was gonna
clean
guess that
sweep.
originally, and then I switched to France because I
You
was
went-
thinking because
you went a
at
little
the
bit
end I
around
went,
the
oh,
bend."
chocolate, French and chocolate, and
My,
That's what I
my
was
literal
thinking.
next word from the description, because it says the next line, it says its capital, Rome, is
yeah.
home to the. So that was literally my next word.
So because I
But
got the
good job,
last
guys. That
question
was,
right, I win, right? I win.
no, no, because Hayden, you losing is kind of like an unwritten rule of this podcast. And actually, speaking of unwritten rules, I don't know if you guys, isn't it kind of funny how in life, you know, like there's things and you just like nobody ever really taught you, but you just kind of instinctually know or do it. I don't know. This is something that has kind of been on my mind for a little bit, and so I'm gonna throw it out to you guys actually to ask that question if you have, I don't know, any examples of unwritten rules or things, and see if we agree or if we've heard of it or whatever. Like, but for me, one of the big ones, and it's actually funny because Hayden, when we were in Cannes together, you did not follow this unwritten rule, and I was taken aback. And that's the 153 rule in male bathrooms. And females, you won't understand this, but when you go to the urinal, there's an unwritten rule where if you're the first guy in, you take one end. If you're the next guy in, you take the far end, and if you're the third guy in, you split it in the middle.
So
You don't just go fucking pee right beside somebody if there's 3 other urinals open to the
okay, I
side.
need this. We need to
Disagree
set up.
on that.
We need to. Okay, are you? Hold on, Hayden. Are you disagreeing that you broke the rule, or you disagree with the rule?
I disagree with the rule.
Okay, but I need Justin. I need the setup. Were there 5 in this row?
Or was there
And
only
who was
4?
there first?
There could have been more, to be honest with you. It was like at the Palais. It was like the kind of the main bathroom downstairs.
So did he just
think-
go next to
Right
you?
next to him.
He went right next to me. I was like, bro, we're already fucking sleeping like side by side in our knickers. I was like, you know, it was what it was, but it was just one of those moments where it's like, oh, like that's weird. Like, why wouldn't, you know, why couldn't you have, like, if you didn't want to go to the other end and leave 2 or 3, like, why didn't you just at least leave one gap? You know,
Well,
you
I
can still
mean-
chat if you want to chat, but to me that is an unwritten rule that you follow it. Nobody taught me that. You walk in, you see if there's somebody in there, and you go, what's the furthest I can be from this person? And then if there's 2 people, it's like, okay, where can I fit in that I give both rooms? Sometimes you got to go pee next to somebody, and that's fine. But to just like to specifically go and just pee right next to somebody when there's spots further down, that's weird to me.
Well, okay, so I just want to know what you guys if it is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 situation and you go in first, Justin.
Yep.
Which one do you take?
1 or 5.
1 or 5,
Probably
right?
the furthest one from the door to leave the next person the
Okay.
closest one.
So let's say that's 5. Okay, Hayden, you go into the bathroom. Someone's on the 5th stall. You have 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one do you use?
3 to 1.
Okay.
One of those ones.
1 or 3, or 1, 2, or 3?
1, 2, or 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
If someone's already in there, I'm not going to purposely go in there and walk
Okay.
straight up
So
next
can-
to them.
so can you
Like,
That's what you
How you
did to
doing?
me, bro.
we clearly would have gone in at the same time. Just one of us was in front of the other.
Can you
yeah,
pick
we
one?
would have went in at the
if-
same time.
Yeah, pick one. If Justin is at 5, you're at.
3
one?
or 4.
Okay, yours.
According to him.
He came to 4. He came right to 4.
Hey, well, we were
Okay,
in
right
Europe,
to
man. You go into the washrooms in Europe, and there are females in the same ones. They're co-ed washrooms, so it doesn't really matter where you stand. And I'm not there. This is where I disagree. I don't go in there to rate or name other people's junk. I go in there to take a piss. I'm focused on my own shit. Not literal, but... So I don't care who I'm standing next to.
Sometimes, though.
And I turn around and rate it. Be like, damn, that is a decent-sized stream you got going there, bro. I don't do that.
So
I'm
Justin-
there to take care of my own. Who cares where I stand?
You guys didn't cross swords or anything like that?
I don't remember.
No,
I think
close,
so.
I would have.
It was very professional. It was a very professional urination. Business
So we were
got
probably
done.
highly inebriated, depending on what time of day it was.
Yeah, I don't feel like it was like
We
one of
did
those.
walk
but it could-
around with bourbon in our jacket pockets all day.
That's also
Classic.
very true. That's also very
Classic.
true. But Shao, you walk in
Yep.
1 to 5.
Yeah.
Somebody's at 4.
Someone's at 1.
Right.
Yep.
You walk in. Somebody's at 1, 3, and 5.
5. Oh, 1, 3, and 5. 1, 3, and 5.
Five. Just stop
I'll
pissing
go
on the
five.
other guy.
Five.
Get out of my spot.
1,
No.
3, and 5.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what's funny? It's like if that was the case, I know this is not part of the scenario, but I would see if the stalls are open.
I was gonna
If
say.
not, then I'll go 4. I'll go 4. Farther away from the door.
Or kind of see like you kind of do like a quick little peruse of 1, 3, 5 and see who's maybe
done
got
first.
a
Shaking
shake
off.
going on, like who's
Yes.
who's shaking off. Okay, again, slide there. Yeah, then you're like, okay, you go to the sink and like splash some water on your face first, pretend to like cough, blow your nose. Oh,
Yeah.
look at that, 5 opened
The
up.
stall. Yeah, the stalling before.
The stall, yeah.
That's what I mean. But
Yeah.
See,
stall a
okay, why bother doing all of that when they clearly spaced them out for a reason? So it shouldn't matter where you stand. If it was like a giant trough like they usually have in Australia, then
I was gonna say they have troughs at like the Canby's a trough.
with the ice.
But also there's like it's like that's why I appreciate when they put like artwork in front. So you just
pick
I
your
don't know.
artwork.
There's just something about there's like okay, if it's your buddies or something, whatever, right? I don't know. There's just something strange about when you're taking a leak or something, and then some stranger just comes up like right beside you, or you go, or you're that stranger going right beside somebody. I don't know, because it's kind of like personal space, and they, nowadays. Some of them even have like dividers in between them and they are spaced
Yes.
more, but it wasn't always like that. And I don't know, it was just kind of always done that way. That's kind of practice how it went. And then so it always just kind of throws me off when somebody breaks that. And I don't know why, because it's not a written rule. It's just kind of like an unwritten rule. And so I think especially when I was younger, like, and it was like maybe an adult coming or something, it felt creepy. Like it just felt
Right.
weird. Like, oh, this guy's coming to pee next to some young boy. So maybe that's like ingrained in me that like, like, okay, for example, Hayden, if it doesn't matter to you, what if there is an age difference? What if it's a young kid?
I was just going to say, if it was a young kid, then yeah, you would give them the space because they obviously haven't built the confidence to themselves to be comfortable doing it next to whoever. And yeah, I do understand that. But when it's a bunch of adults, you don't give two shits. I'm like, again, I'm there for a reason, and that's to creep on dudes pissing. No, I'm just kidding.
I was gonna make that as a joke.
So he beat you. He's learning to just beat
Yeah, I
us
like
to the
that. I love
punchline,
it.
Shao.
Progress. I love it.
So we're kind of okay. So interesting. So Shao's kind of in on this unwritten rule. Well, not
Yeah.
so much you, Hayden. Do you have any unwritten rules, Hayden, that you follow by? Like obviously this isn't one of them, but do you have any?
Well, for the sake of making a good segue, usually I go to the bathroom and look for holes in doors. Because unwritten rule,
They're called Gloria holes.
Oh, is that what they're called?
And they're not necessarily indoors. I
Doors.
think they're in walls. Can you imagine
Bathroom
somebody was to
stalls.
open the door? I'm gonna stick my junk in this hole. Somebody opens the stall.
That's my unwritten rule. That's my unwritten rule. If there is a hole, someone will inevitably put something in it. No rules against it. It's just something that we do. It's not the same level as what you are, but I'm like, literally, if there is a hole, This unwritten rule is to fill that hole.
What the fuck is
Wait,
happening?
hold on.
What are
Let
we
me-
talking about?
Let me
Not,
see.
I moved on
like-
from the glory holes. I moved on from that. I just used it as a segue into my unwritten
You mean
rule.
like a hole
Anywhere.
in the ground or a
Hole in the ground,
wall?
trash can hole in the wall, circle. You're gonna shoot something. You're gonna throw something. You're gonna put something in that hole. You don't think like that? Anything I see as like that's a target. I'm gonna score a goal in that, or I'm gonna throw something in that. I'm gonna stick my finger in that. I used to do that all the time as a kid. I would put my hands where they didn't need to go because there was a hole.
I'm so sorry, Alex. I'm so sorry. I'm so
Holy-
sorry.
I've grown out of it. I've grown out
You
of
need to
it.
talk to anybody if you're going through some stuff.
Yeah. Please email us.
No,
Yeah.
she doesn't like the fact
Thumbs.
that I'll eat things off the ground. That's the one thing that she doesn't like.
Do you have any sort of 5-second rule?
Yeah, I do. But the last time I did it in front of her, I say that like I do it all the time, was in New York, and my breakfast muffin fell on the sidewalk of New York. And if anyone
It was
knows,
gross.
yeah, and if anyone knows the sidewalks in New York, that's where they put the trash for the day. We were in the downtown, like part of Manhattan, so there was a lot of street people. But I dropped my muffin, and I was like, "Oh, my breakfast!" I picked it up, and I still ate it.
Now, did you do the classic?
Yeah, dust
blow or
and
brush?
blow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then ate it.
Yeah.
She's like, "What are you
Yeah.
doing?" It's not a hole, but it's close enough. It went in a hole, my mouth.
Yeah. So
Okay.
so I just want to get this for the sake of the topic, because the topic is unwritten rules that you would follow. So if you are out, if you come across a hole in your life, you're putting something in that hole.
Yes.
Okay, I can't say I've ever heard that unwritten rule.
It's an unwritten rule. How, you're not supposed to hear it.
Well, no, but
Just-
that's the thing, right? Like unwritten rules are rules that people just know to follow. They don't need to be written. They're just
See, I have
But-
other ones, but you didn't give me
Yeah.
much to move on to it. I could have just jumped straight into it. And they were less boring. They were less boring? They were more boring.
no. I'm genuinely like intrigued by this because I've never heard of it, and I'm trying to like.
I don't do it
process
all
if
the
I've ever
time.
been in this situation where it's like, oh, there's a hole. I gotta
fill it.
Yeah.
It's not like like an urge. It's something that I was like, there's a hole. People will generally put something in it. How many times, like, Homer getting his hand stuck in the vending machine? That's a hole that he put his arm in and got it stuck. Like, there are people that do it.
I think
I'm not saying
happened
that.
once.
I'm not saying that everybody does it. I'm just saying it's a thing. People will do dumb shit and get things either stuck or they'll throw something or whatever. I'm not saying that it happens all the time. I'm just saying you gave me something and I had to pick one. I
So
had
the
one.
first time Hayden saw a donut, he
Yes. Interesting.
Put my
What'd you
finger
do?
in and spun it around. I don't know, maybe, but or I would have eaten it off my finger like that.
Ah, there you go. Okay.
Oh, maybe I've done that.
Interesting. I've never
the-
tried that.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Okay.
How many donuts? Never mind. Okay.
Fit on
You
your
think you could
glory
fit on your
hole.
wiener? Yeah. We should play ring toss one night. Never mind. Okay.
Onto fingers.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I had other ones like always
Well,
treat
that's the
your
one with-
elders with respect. Unwritten
Okay.
rule.
That is an unwritten rule. That is correct. It's said a lot. You say it a lot. You hear it
I
a lot.
feel like it's gone the way of the dodo, though. I think people have lost their level of respect for people other than themselves.
I think
Interesting.
it's not. I don't think it's entirely gone. I think it's. You're right in the sense that it's less common. I do believe. I think certain Asian cultures still very much are quite strict about that. South Korea, for example, there's a whole hierarchy and a lot of set rules at the dining table. Like the youngest should always pour tea for everyone else, and there's stuff like that. I don't know them all. I don't want to fuck it up either. Chinese culture, it's very much but then it's like, at what point do you listen to your old senile grandma who's talking about like whatever, whatever? You know what I mean? But yeah, that's an unwritten rule for sure.
I think, yes, I think that is I think that is an unwritten rule for sure, and definitely one. But I'm with you. I think maybe it's fallen a bit to the wayside because kind of like a lot of things we experience when we're younger is that it's done this way because that's the way it's done and that's the way it's always been done. But kind of our generation, and I mean probably the generation before us and before them, with respect to what they were told, um, you kind of like, well, for that exact reason, yeah, I'm supposed to respect my elders, and I will, because you know what? We're supposed to respect everybody. I don't think it's just elders. We should treat everybody with respect. But just because this person's lived longer, why should they get more respect when they're obviously an asshole?
Right.
And so it's kind of like, you know, so yeah, I kind of there's another point I wanted to make actually, but I lost it in that spiel. But yeah,
Well, that was my first point that I wrote down was
Yeah.
be a good person. Unwritten rule, be a good person. And I get what you're saying, like you give respect when respect is given. Like when if your elders are
Respect is
assholes,
earned, right?
yeah, you're not going to be respectful to an elder who's a dick. But if they give you the time of day to the level that their generation would, yeah, give it back.
Yeah, I agree.
Reciprocal to a degree.
I guess for
Yes.
mine, it kind of goes off of Caden's kind of be a good person. Is that there's an unwritten rule, of course, where men should never lay their hands on women in terms of like a physical sort of confrontation thing. You should never punch or a woman and stuff like that, which totally is I kind of like the last one. I think you shouldn't do that to anyone in general, in hockey fight or whatever. But in general,
There are no
if you have-
genders in hockey fights.
If you have a
Mutual
confrontation, you shouldn't, physical force should be the last resort. But when it comes to when it comes to the one I'm talking about with laying hands on women, is what do you guys think if the woman is relentless and is the one that is being the physical one? If you're in a confrontation or an argument, and it escalates to the point where the woman or the girl hits you, then what, you're still supposed to just walk away and whatever. I think to the best of your ability you should try to walk away from it. But if someone throws a punch at me,
no.
I feel like that's you've entered the gray area for me, where it's
I don't think
almost
it's
fair
gray,
game.
dude. I don't think it's gray because, listen, women, they want equal rights. They should get equal lefts too. You know what I'm saying? Wham wham. But on a serious note, if they're
Wham, wham.
antagonized, if they're
So intense.
so intense. No, I want to premise this by saying, I think violence should always be the last answer. But I would not differentiate between a man or a woman if they are attacking me because they're a woman. I'm sorry, no. And not all women, not even most women. I think, as a matter of fact, it's probably just a small amount of women who will take advantage of that to attack men and then cry, woman beater or whatever if the man strikes back. Now, I have a very specific example. We were at a punk show one time, and it was me and about a dozen people I knew, and then there's just another bigger group there and some other people, but just this other big group, probably about equal numbers, and they're all in like the leathers and the studs and patched up and like the hair crazy, like that style of punks. We were a different style, right? Anyways, great show, probably one of the best live shows I've ever been to. It's at this very small venue, and the pit was a blast. But there's just one girl from that group in the pit, and she was intentionally throwing elbows and throwing fists at guys in our group's head, and hit quite a few of us, and we tolerated it. and nobody was aggressive back until finally one of my buddies had enough and fucking socked her. No fights happened. She went back to her table, and we kind of thought something was going to kick off after the show, but we all ended up just leaving, and nothing happened. But not once did I feel like that was wrong. I kind of felt like she deserved it. You know what? Just the same as I'd feel if there was a male asshole in the pit that was doing the same thing, where everybody's just moshing, shoving, having a good time, you know, getting rowdy, but you don't elbow in the face, you don't punch in the back of the head. And she was just repeatedly doing this. And again, if whether she was a woman or a man, did not make a difference to me. You know, they both would have deserved to get punched. So that's kind of where I stand. I don't think violence should be the first response to anything. And if you can diffuse a situation, that's the best way to go all the time. Right. But I certainly wouldn't think different of a man or woman. I might hesitate a little bit longer. Like, instead of reacting after one punch, maybe I'd see if she was coming in with the second one. And maybe I wouldn't, you know, aim for the chin. I would, you know, like, but I certainly wouldn't like run away. But it'd be like, nah, like, this is what you want, then you're going to be stopped.
Yeah.
And maybe that's an unpopular opinion, but I just think, like, I don't think it's fair for a woman to do that and then try and hide behind, well, you can't hit a woman.
Well, you bring up some good points. Is the fact that I think you were saying that a lot of women want to be treated equal, but the fact is that if that was an altercation, because let's face it, in general, women are smaller than men, and they're built differently biologically and stuff like that. So if you're picking a fight guy to guy, it's different from how I would approach a fight a guy to a girl. You know, like you said, I'm not going to aim for the chin. I'm not going to throw like haymakers. I'll probably create distance first by pushing. I will be physical with pushing away.
Yeah, exactly.
I won't throw punches unless she still doesn't take those cues and just keeps going at me, right?
Yeah. Because what you got to be, like, what you risk is if, you know, you do initiate, then you get like a group of guys that jump in that happen to be walking by and they only saw you fucking clock her or something, and then they're like, get him, I can't believe you hit her, you know. And it's like, and that sucks too, because if you're defending yourself, then you're defending yourself. I don't think it matters if it's a fucking bear or a man or a woman or a fucking dog, you know. If a dog comes at me and is trying to attack me, I'm gonna kick it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like, oh, it's a dog, I don't want to hurt an animal. No, man, you're attacking me. I'll defend myself and my family.
Hayden, do you have any
I've just been sitting here quiet.
Seeing as how
I see him nodding along, and, you know, he has a little smirk on his
Hayden's
face.
Not a very well. I mean, it won't show now because it happened when he was underage. But correct me if I'm wrong, Hayden. You actually served a little bit of time for beating up a woman, didn't you?
Oh, the falsehoods that you send out. Disclaimer, folks, I wouldn't be in Canada if I had any kind of criminal record, even if I was a minor. No, I'm just thinking, being ex-police officer, this was a common occurrence when dealing with aggravated people. And it's like, what do? The thing that I was taught, and it probably comes across, no, Justin, not that.
Hayden
See a
wishes
hole
he was in
and
America,
fill it.
so he
No,
could
I'm
pull out
just
his
kidding.
9mm and just pat.
blah, 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 blah. Right?
Okay, first of all, there was a wheel of confrontation, I think they called it. And on that wheel was your pistol, your pepper spray, your baton, your hand-to-hand combat, and your words. The idea of that wheel is to...
You start at the gun and go backwards.
It's a wheel. It's a wheel. It's not a line. So you pick what you need to diffuse a situation, and then you can adjust depending on the severity, if it escalates or if it de-escalates. And it doesn't matter for who it's for. So, and then what my dad taught me, because he was my sensei for a bit there, was that in fights, because you're trained in how to fight, legally don't swing first, because you can be done for assault and many other things. If they swing first on you, you can do what you need to do without being excessive to neutralize your attack. And usually it's like get the first kick or punch in and then turn and run, because you've de-escalated. Now you get out of there. You don't stick around. And that is for anyone. So I agree with you, Justin. If someone is the aggressor on you and is absolutely laying into you, you can do what you need to the level that you need to deneutralize your attacker. So if it's a woman, or if it's a man, or if it's a dog, like you said, or any other kind of wild animal, you get your swings in, you get your kicks in to get yourself safely out of that situation. It doesn't really matter who it is. If you instigate and initially, like if you go directly, obviously, for one or the other, then yeah, you're deliberately going after someone smaller than you or a woman just because you dislike them. And there are people like that will take advantage of people that are smaller than them, or they are female because they just don't like them, or any other, gender that isn't what they are. So I agree with it. Like I do the sentiment of never hit a woman. Like if you're in a relationship with someone, or if it's family, or it's someone that you care about or have cared about, you should never strike them, even if they are. If it's a total stranger, then yeah, I feel like it doesn't matter who you are. You're just a grey face. You're being a violent person towards me. I'm going to do what I need to do to get myself safe, my family safe, whoever safe. So.
Well, boys and audience, I think it's time that we neutralize this episode and safely get on out of here. Thanks for coming back and listening to another episode of Chummy Thumbs. Please like and subscribe wherever you listen. Don't forget to follow us on social medias, Chummy.Thumbs, TikTok, Chummy Thumbs everywhere else, Instagram, YouTube, X, and Blue Sky. I said but so I just felt like I needed to say another social media.
Blue Sky.
The other one.
and the other one. So until next week, everybody, keep on.
Thumbing.